What's up, Assassin's Creed fans? This is Long Live Veto here today to talk to you mainly about the second edition Encyclopedia, but pretty much what's going on in the world of UbiWorkshop. So, first and foremost, this name, remember it, Max 3D Moon. Okay, so this person is pretty important because he's the producer of Assassin's Creed: The Fall comic book series, Assassin's Creed: The Chain comic book series, and he's also the producer of both Encyclopedia editions. By both, I mean the one that, or the first edition and the one that's coming out later this year. If you want to play with him online, apparently his Xbox Live gamer tag is Max3D Moon. Just letting you guys know. So, I originally heard about the second edition Encyclopedia coming out, and for those of you who don't know, now you know. And I had a couple of questions, mainly concerning the users that have bought the first edition, whether we would really have to buy the second edition, was it really worth the purchase or whatnot. So I messaged them myself on Facebook, because now UbiWorkshop has updated their Facebook page. For those of you with Facebook pages, your subscribers can now message you. So, and I find that to be very useful and very innovative because it is ridiculously hard to really contact UbiWorkshop until this happened. So, anyway, they responded pretty quickly to me, and I was pretty happy about that. But however, when they answered, they weren't really too positive, I suppose. It's funny because literally a week after I asked these questions, I see an article on UbiWorkshop that's been posted that basically cover all my questions. So I'm going to go over those questions with you guys today, and they're questions that you really want to listen to. Okay, so the first question is, if the new edition has 80 new pages, why don't you release an 80-page booklet so the people who own the first edition can update their own? And pretty much I'm just letting you guys know this now. Pretty much all the answers that they gave to me were kind of filled with fluff to kind of like sell you guys on the project. But what I did, I just basically took the answer that I think was most important. And I'm just going to talk about that. So the answer to this question that I just asked was the main reason is that it's not only 80 new additional pages we're releasing. We'll have to update a lot of articles that are core to the first edition as well. I'm looking at some of them as I write this. Please believe me when I say you don't want to miss that. If one day we have a digital version that we can update on the fly, then it'll be another story. But for right now, we haven't. So that's basically, I've kind of pulled parts out of his whole answer. And to me, those are the most basically important answers to that question. Okay, the next question. I want to know more about the 80 new pages to help me decide if it's worth to buy the 2012 edition. For example, the guy that already owned the first edition. Answer. New content will be spread across the entire book as previously mentioned, but we can't be more specific about the content for now. Of course, that one had more fluff to it as well. Alright, next question. So, reading this, you might ask, what can you tell us then? In a nutshell, answer. This time, the book will be hardcover. I'm pretty glad it's going to be hardcover this time. And I still really kind of haven't gotten over why people who could get the Animus edition, and mind you, America was not even offered this edition to begin with, and I'm still kind of wondering why that was the case to begin with. But anyway, we weren't offered that edition, and with that edition, for those of you who don't know, um, the users were able to obtain basically a black version of the encyclopedia, but it was hardcover. So yeah. Anyway, continue on with the answer. The carte blanche will be directly included into the books, compared to before where it was an actual separate piece. And it will include both new carte blanches and the ones already published in the white edition. So if you missed them because you had the Encyclopedia Black edition, this is your chance to see them. And I also want to make a side note. This is good for people too who weren't able to get the first edition because the first edition pretty much disappeared like hotcakes, and they put them online again for purchase, and they disappeared, I think, within 2 days. So it was pretty fast. Okay. The regular final price will be $49.95. Now, this is U.S. American currency. But you get a $10 discount if you pre-order now, and so that price is $39.95. However, that is a little bit cheaper for 1 week, and I'm going to explain why in one moment. And the last answer to that question is we have small surprises that we can't really disclose yet. Yeah, I know I'm cheating concerning the question. Okay, so the next question. Oh, looks like you do have a final question. Wait a minute, am I going to pre-order the encyclopedia to discover later on that it is included in a collector edition of AC3? His answer. This is a tricky and very relevant question. As most of you have probably understood, we are not in charge of deciding what collector includes what and where. Ubisoft has a European office and a North American office, and both decides what collector edition they want to release on their respective territories. Let me read that again. Ubisoft has a European office and a North American office, and both decides what collector edition they want to release on their respective territories. Okay. The collector editions of Assassin's Creed 3 are unannounced yet, so I can't really speak about them, or they will put a price on my head, but I can tell you that there will be no official collector edition including the encyclopedia. Okay. So going back to why I was saying that if you pre-order for this week the encyclopedia, it will be a little bit cheaper. This was an excerpt from a recent, very, very, very recent post from the Assassin's Creed Facebook page, and it says, "In honor of reaching 3 million fans on Facebook, woohoo! We produced a video to help express our incredible gratitude to the most extraordinary gaming community on the planet. To help celebrate, UbiWorkshop is offering a 10% discount on all merchandise for 1 week starting yesterday. So starting it's today Saturday, Friday. So you have a week. So from yesterday, which was Friday, to Friday. Okay. If you enter the coupon code 3 million assassins at the UbiWorkshop website when it asks for your coupon code. So that's pretty cool. So 10% discount. So for those of you that were kind of contemplating or just waiting for some kind of gimme, this is it. All right. Also want to talk about the in brief. There are Assassin's Creed 3 announcement T-shirts now available for purchase for both male and females. They look pretty cool, so if you want one, grab it, get it. I also want to mention the chain is coming out pretty soon, fairly soon, and if it's keeping up with the progress that's going at now, it'll probably be out by around the summertime. Um, it says right here that the chain will continue the stories of Daniel Cross and Nikolai Orlov. And for those of you who didn't get the fall comic book edition, please do get it. Seriously, you learn a good bit about how modern day assassins function, and it's not anything like you see in the video games. It really is another part of the Assassin's Creed universe, and it definitely is interesting. And it'll kind of give you some insight about what Desmond's kind of society is kind of like. So yeah, all right. Also, too, on that same note, if you want to get the fall comic books and you haven't gotten it yet, get the deluxe edition. I believe it's $19.95 last time I checked. It should still be that same price. If you buy each comic book individually, it'll be $5 each. So, but I'm saying to get the fall deluxe edition because it boasts 10 exclusive pages of story. I believe from the chain. Don't quote me on that. As well as making a section of other surprises. So the picture illustrating in the article that I'm going to provide it in the description below for the URL is a work in progress excerpt of the epilogue. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. I'll leave a link for the article that talks about the second edition Encyclopedia and also where you can pre-order it. The announcement T-shirts, Assassin's Creed: The Chain, kind of overview, and the Fall Deluxe Edition URL for purchase. And to keep you guys kind of posted, this is kind of a side note. I've recently asked if there are plans to make an edition for the Chain series similar to the Fall series. You know, like the Fall Deluxe Edition. As I'm recording this, I'm still waiting on an answer from them. So when I find out, I'll let you guys know. So yeah, thanks for listening. Please do subscribe. Leave your comments below. I always love to hear from you guys. And when I do get a response from these guys, I'm going to make a Facebook post about it. So make sure you like that Long Live Ezio Facebook page, guys. All right, appreciate it.